Welcome, my friends. Today, what's on the menu is up on Commerce Way in North Woburn. I guess we call it North Woburn. When I was a kid, we didn't call it North Woburn. We called it Woods. But now, up at the end of Commerce Way, where the Target development is Firehouse Subs, and that's where we are. And it's a little around the corner from the pet store on the Target side, because there's another pet store over there. But anyway, we'll get to that later on, because we're going to get to directions, name of the company, you know, all the phone numbers and all that kind of stuff.
Got to have people find us, eh?
Right. Here, Wells Aiken, franchise owner of Firehouse Subs or sandwiches. What is it? Sandwiches?
Firehouse Subs.
But that's it.
I mean, it's a sandwich,
right?
isn't it?
Sandwich,
It's a sandwich.
And Dave, he's the boss representing the corporation for New England. But he's Jerry Remy today, and he's not going to say anything because
Just adding color.
He's afraid to talk.
I'm just adding color.
We'll get him involved. Wells. That's a great name, son. I'll tell you that. Wells.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nobody will ever forget that. Come here. I met a guy named Wells today. Oh, well, I'll never forget it anyway. But anyway, tell us, how'd you get into this business? Like, you wanted to own a restaurant, you looked around, said, that's what I want to be with Firehouse?
Now, a little more complicated than that. I used to be in business consulting and used to travel to Jacksonville, Florida for work. Yeah. And I used to eat at a place called Firehouse Subs 2 or 3 times a week, and I really enjoyed it. So I kind of kept that in the back of my mind, and as the years went by and as they began to grow and expand into the mid-Atlantic states and finally into New England, I was looking for another business opportunity, and thought it would be a great fit for New England and a great product.
You a New England guy, right?
I grew up in New Jersey. I went to school up here, both for high school and for graduate school. Good. And loved the area, and so I relocated to the Boston area.
And they're very happy and successful so far, right?
Absolutely, love it.
Absolutely. David, how many Firehouse Subs are there, franchises are in the country, like along the East Coast?
So we're out, like Wells said, we're out of Jacksonville, but we're in 43 states.
43 states.
Puerto Rico, we have just over 900 locations, and we're getting ready to go international. We'll be opening a location in Canada before the end of this year.
I got one more question for Jerry Remy here. What did these firemen were doing when they decided to make some subs? And how'd that start in the beginning?
Yeah, so Robert and Chris Sorensen, the founders of Firehouse Subs, were working on the Jacksonville Fire Department, and they started the very first Firehouse Subs location about 20 years ago. And like I said, it's grown into this phenomenon, and built on the laurels of hearty, flavorful food, heartfelt service, and public safety.
Okay, the last point I want to make before we get back to Wells is this money goes to fire departments. It's all collected someplace in a big pot, and then fire departments all over the United States or Canada, wherever you guys are located, can write grants to get the money. That's how it's distributed.
That's correct. So
right?
The Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation has raised over $14 million to date, and we donate that money back to local fire departments and the communities our restaurants serve via a grant process. And how those funds are raised, customers come in to any of our restaurants, they can round up their purchase to the nearest dollar, they can throw their spare change into a canister, or they can buy one of our pickle buckets, which our pickles come in when they're empty. We clean them out, sell those for $2, and all those funds go into the kitty, and the fire, police, or EMT departments can fill out a grant. And we've donated over $58,000 to first responders in the state of Massachusetts.
And that's one of the other main reasons I got involved with this restaurant, because it's not only about providing a great quality sandwich, it's about giving back to the community and helping public safety agencies that in today's economy are strapped sometimes with budgetary items. For instance, in October, the Woburn Fire Department had applied for a grant, and we were able to donate 4 air packs, which had a value of just under $20,000. So hopefully those apparatuses are in use and helping to save lives in the Woburn community. So that's something that as a business owner I feel great about, in addition to providing great quality food. All right, we're going to make Ed the most delicious sandwich he's ever tasted. As we talked about earlier, we control our portions. Medium subs contain a 1/4 pound of meat. Our hook and ladder contains Virginia honey ham. So we're going to put the Virginia honey ham down first. And we're going to put 2 ounces of smoked turkey breast. These meats were sliced fresh this morning on our slicer in the back. Hook and ladder comes with Monterey Jack cheese. Put the Monterey Jack cheese on, 2 slices on a medium sub. On a large sub, you'll get 8 ounces of meat and 3 slices of cheese. And when the meat and cheese setup is ready to go, we're going to let someone know it's time to cut the bread, and the bread will hit the toaster at the same time we put the meat and cheese setup in the steamer. And get a medium white, please. So we're going to go to the steamer. We'll drop the meat and cheese setup in the steamer. Typically we do 2 of these at a time during a busy lunch to move things along more quickly. Close the steamer lid, and we'll begin the steaming process. At the same time, the bread is coming through the toaster. And by the time the bread comes through the toaster and then we dress the bread, the steaming process should be complete. We use a private recipe sub roll that you'll only find at Firehouse Subs. They are delicious. And then you'll see the bread comes out to a beautiful, even caramel color, golden delicious. Once the bread is ready, we're going to take that out. Another crew member will dress the bread right here. Tomatoes, onions, and a thin line of deli mustard. And we'll send the sandwich to be rescued. Rescue! One of our crew members will check the ticket and check the sandwich to make sure the sandwich has been dressed properly. This sandwich comes fully involved. Again, that's with mayonnaise, lettuce, tomato, onion, and a thin line of deli mustard. So as we said, the steaming process is now complete. And we're going to take the meat and cheese setup out of the steamer. All right, once the meat and cheese is ready to go, we're going to go ahead and put that on the sandwich using a spatula. Put that right on there like that. Make sure it's stretched end to end. We're going to make sure every bite in the sandwich tastes the same. And we're going to go ahead and put the top part of the bread on. Cut the bread at a 45-degree angle to make it easy for our customers to eat because it is a pretty big sandwich. Put 2 frill picks in. There is your finished hook and ladder. We'll put that on the tray. And the whole process takes about 4 to 6 minutes.